Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with verified investing.
Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at verifiedinvesting.com. Microsoft, weak today. Google, weak today. Netflix is really weak today. We have Amazon that's down a little bit as well. So I have some long levels for you guys today. The S&P 500 is staying particularly weak, although we do have some memory stocks and some of the other stocks like NVIDIA that's up a little bit, ARM that's up a little bit. So a lot of these AI names are getting these nice bids, but a lot of the market is getting a sell-off. So I have some great long levels for you coming up. Let's dive into the charts. The first one we're going to go over is the S&P 500. Here's its previous gap in the charts. As you can see, a couple different pivot tops, pivot lows, price consolidating right inside of this nice red bar candle, staying below $748.17. This is indicating that the overall markets for the S&P 500, the top 500 stocks that are in this SPY, are actually slightly negative on the day. We will have a SanDisk level and an MU level, but the rest of the market is not catching the bid that some of these memory stocks are playing. So my long level today is this gap sitting right here at $740.92. If we can get a continued sell-off, this is my long level on the SPY. And so what I'm looking for if we get a continued sell-off is a lot of these stocks to get into some support. And once SPY catches support, it should bring some of these mega caps up. And so if we can align those support levels along with the S&P 500, that's the opportunity to take advantage of some of these beaten down names today. So here's the SOXX. Like I was mentioning, the semiconductors are up slightly. So what I have is this pivot top here, secondary hit. If we go up to as high as $778.79 today, this is my shortable level on the SOXX. If you're a little bit more aggressive, you could actually play it right here at the $650 level, knowing that you have this additional resistance if we head up a little bit more on the semiconductor index. The USO is dropping nicely. Did have a good bid on Thursday. I'm still looking at this previous gap in the charts sitting at $108.10. This is going to be a lot of support once the USO gets into that level. So again, 108.10 is where I'm looking to go long on the USO today. Now let's take a look at Microsoft. Huge sell-off today. It was slightly positive, but the sellers came out and are continuing to drive the price action of MSFT down. What we're going to do is we're going to zoom out in the charts. I did have a couple different support levels. I'm going to remove these off the table for you, give you a clearer picture of what's kind of going on. So here's the downsloping trend line. Pivot top here, secondary hit, tried to break out, got slammed back below it, got a little bit of a resistance on this third hit of this upsloping trend line, came back in, retested it, made this nice move to the upside. But then this price consolidation right here was a resistance level on Microsoft. And as you can see, we're continuing this move down. So here is my day trade level today on MSFT. Now that we're below $371 or right at that level, my long level is all of this price consolidation on MSFT, and that's at $366.82. Not only is this previous support level, you've also got this downsloping trend line would be a retest, another retest of this downsloping trend line, breakout to see in the crime. So I would look to dollar cost average all the way down to about $362.44. This is starting to be an accumulation zone for Microsoft for a long play. If it does start breaking below that level, zoom out in the charts, have this major low pivot from the basically the tariff news from the 7th of April, 2025. That would be a full year retracement. So I'm looking at $344.70 for an ad level on Microsoft. Again, day trade level, $366.82 should be a ton of support. If you're a little bit more aggressive, we are at this low pivot point as well as a previous gap in the charts. Should be a pretty solid bounce here. If you're a little bit more conservative, wait for this additional support a little bit lower. Google having a great sell-off. It did look like we were breaking this downsloping trend line, finally made a move or a continuation move, got rejected right before this gap in the charts at $376.42. We're continuing that sell-off. This pivot top was supposed to be a lot of support because it held one time already after this breakout. But now that we're below this, your next level of support is going to be right here at this low pivot for more of a swing trade. If you're more aggressive for a day trade, you could be looking at $334.72. Or if you're even a little bit more aggressive, right here at $339.21, previous gap in the charts, as well as a ton of price consolidation. This is showing us that there was previous price action in the chart of GOOGL, and that's going to be a ton of support just below the $340 whole round number. Now we'll take a look at Amazon. I was mentioning $332.65 for a potential long. This is still a great long opportunity. Now that we're below that right now, what we're looking for is by 12:30, if it can recapture this previous gap in the charts as well as this low pivot, then all of a sudden you can make this continuation move to the upside. If it's below that around 12:30, what we have to do is identify another support level, and that's going to be this pivot low right here on AMZN, and that's sitting at $231.82. So again, if we recapture it by 12:30, then this is a great long opportunity. If it doesn't, if it continues lower, $231.82 is going to be that next long level on AMZN. I'm still looking at this gap in the charts right here. Let me go ahead and put this in here to get as accurate as possible for a potential swing trade level at $221.25. That would be a pretty substantial sell-off in AMZN. That's a good sell-off today, though. So these support levels should hold on a technical basis if we can get another continued sell-off or a recapture of this low pivot point right here. Netflix continues its march lower. I had a couple different levels on Netflix, and they're blowing through those support levels. The first level was the $75 whole round number. We're below that now, actually below $74. And so my long level today, now that we're below this low pivot point, is $73.49 for a day trade. You zoom out in the charts, you have this previous red bar candle open and right below this low pivot point. So again, somewhere in this area between a Pierce of 73 all the way down, Pierce of 74 all the way down to about $73.49 is your support level on the chart of Netflix. If you drop a little bit lower than that on a 15-minute closing basis, I would look to stop out. Unless, of course, you don't mind dollar cost averaging and your next level of support is going to be about $1.50 lower, and that's sitting at $72.49. Ton of support in this area for Netflix, and I do anticipate some sort of a bounce today on this nice sell-off. PLTR is below a low pivot. My original long level on PLTR was $122.68. Kind of similar price action with what's going on with Google, where you had this nice sell-off below these low pivots. Now, Palantir, below that low pivot. If we can recapture this by 12:30, then this is going to be your support level. Just because if it closes below this on a daily closing basis, look for your next long level, and that's this gap in the chart sitting at $119.91. And this is a great area to pick Palantir up for not only a day trade today, but also a potential swing trade. SanDisk, as I mentioned, we're going to look at where a potential resistance level is. And here's what the resistance level that I have on SanDisk. And this is for a day trade, not a swing trade. Let's go ahead and remove this trend line, this trend line. Now that we're above $2,300, where's your next psychological level? And that's at $2,350. So I would say if it gets up to this level again at $2,350, that is your shorting opportunity on a day trade basis for SanDisk. What you'd be looking for is, price to get back below this upswing trend line. Pivot low here, pivot high, secondary hit. Now we're getting above it, but this doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to make a continuation move above this on SanDisk. On a daily closing basis, what we need is a continuation move basically to about 2,400, and that would negate the resistance on the upswing trend line. What I've seen on stocks is we like to get above upswing trend lines, close above it, but then the next day we like to reverse that. And that's because it gets a lot of the bulls on board to continue the move. However, the bulls step out of the way and the bears really drive this down with this bullish sentiment. This is not a guarantee that it's going to work out, but this is what I've seen in the past. And on a technical basis, this is what we want to see on SNDK. Day trade level, though, again, 23.50 is that first level. And what I would look to do is dollar cost average every $25 higher, which would take this all the way up to about the $2,400 level, key psychological resistance level on SanDisk for a day trade. MU was pushing up a little bit higher today. I was anticipating this upswing trend line getting hit. Let's zoom out in the charts to see where I've taken this pivot. Pivot low here, secondary hit, taken a trend line tool and connected those. My shortable level today for a day trade is $1,228.08. That would be another hit of this upswing trend line. Now, if those of you who are a little bit more aggressive, this is your swing trade short level on MU as well. Day trade, still my level at $1,228.08. On a daily closing basis with continuation, then you would just look to stop out of it. If you are swing trading MU, this has the potential to really make a big reversal. It hasn't done that yet. The relative strength index is continuing to head lower as the RSI continues lower as MU continues to push. And again, I've said this, it is flashing warning signals. Again, relative strength index is one indicator that we use to identify where a potential top is or potential trend change is. So that's why I like the $1,228.08. Anyway, that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you're smashing that like button for me. Make sure you're also subscribing, following, and ringing that bell so that way you can get notified when these videos drop. And hopefully some of these can get into some really key support levels so we can take advantage of longs in this beaten up market on some of these overextended moves to the downside. That's what I have for you guys. You guys have a great rest of your day and take care.